Hi everyone, it's Carrie Fennell here on Facebook Live for Prima Marketing. Today we're going to talk about some cool uses for our new Color Philosophy inks. We came out with 36 new colors, and we did a feature on Facebook Live last week, or maybe 2 weeks ago. And I also shared some ideas on how to use these with some of our princess stamps. That was a Live with Prima show that I did back in 2016. Just kidding, it was last week. So I had made like a couple of these cards. This is one of our princesses, and I kind of watercolored within the image and brought that image to life just a little bit. And you can see I decorated with some flowers and added some pretty colors. So I want to sort of recap that today on a different card. And the card that I was showcasing earlier on the blog and on Facebook is this beauty right here. And I'll show you just how easy it is to use and what I did. So thank you so much for joining us today. It's Friday, yay. And we'll get started. Sharon is on the chat if you have any questions. Hi Shalini, thank you for coming. Oh, I see hearts. That's really very nice of you. Thank you so much. So first what I'll do is I'll share a couple of these stamps. Let me see here. So this will be our feature next Tuesday, but I'll just give you a quick sneak peek of what we'll be using. These are Christine Adolph's brand new stamps. Aren't they gorgeous? Hi Charisse. And you can see there's like a lot of detailed images. I know I've got kind of a glare on here from the packaging, but we'll cover most of those next week. And here's a couple of them that I used on the cards for today. So this is actually the stamp that I used for this card. Isn't it really pretty? I mean, I just think that what I really love is not only all the little details, but these images are fairly easy to cut out and apply to cards and art journals and scrapbook layouts, of course. So I couldn't wait to use these because I just think they're really, really beautiful. So I'll go over what I did. So here I have the cards already. It's all set, ready to go. And what I did is I stamped the images with Versamark. So Versamark is a great ink to use if you're going to be embossing, which I did. So I used a platinum embossing powder by Ranger. It's really very subtle, kind of earthy gray, but it does have a metal effect to it. And I thought it looked really, really nice with these images. Now you can really see what they look like. Hi, Teresa. Teresa from Italy. Thank you for joining. So again, I did these ahead of time, but I can easily show you, how I emboss and stuff at the end of the show if you want. But for now, I'd really like to just kind of get into the coloring aspect with our new Color Philosophy inks. And here I've chosen a nice variety. With Wasabi, Sea Glass, Potion, Brunch Sangria, and Sea Breeze. So I thought these were really fun to work with. And of course I have my Prima water brush all ready to go. There's water in here and everything. I got a little paper towel here on the side because there's usually color on here. I'm not very good at cleaning things off sometimes as I go. Okay, so another cool aspect, these are all connected. You can see that I've been kind of holding them, they've been sticking together. Of course, now they're falling apart as I'm throwing them around, but for the most part, this is great. And not only do they stack together, but the lids just close on their own. So if you're traveling to crops or, you want to make cards on the go or something, you have to take your ink pads with you. These are great because they're not going to open up in your purse. And that's kind of important, especially if you have a favorite purse and you don't want to get ruined. Right? Okay, so what I'm going to do is just get going with the Potion. The Potion is kind of like a nice gray-black combination. It's almost got blue undertones to it. Really, really pretty. Okay, so also when you take the lid off, there's always ink that's on the lid. So I'm just going to grab the ink right from the lid And what's nice about embossing ahead of time is the fact that I can control that color and stay within the lines if that's really important to me. Sometimes I don't really care. So I'm hardly squeezing any water out of the brush at all. The tip is just wet. Now these are water-based inks. They are water-based dye inks, and they are shipping to stores now. So if you're really interested in these, if you're a store owner, you know, you can go ahead and order these online or call your favorite sales rep and get your orders in. And if you are not a store owner and a consumer, these should be going into stores, I think, by next week, because they are shipping out now. So if you have a favorite store, just let them know that you're interested in getting these so that they can get them in. And there are 36 colors altogether. So, you know, you can build up your collection as you go and kind of pick and choose colors from the start, or, you know, get them all at once. I don't know. Some stores will give you a deal if you know, like a bundle, you know, they'll say, hey, if you want all of them, we'll give you a deal. So that's really cool too. But with all of the new releases coming out, I think that it's important to just kind of, you know, be able to show you guys how to use it, what it looks like, and so on, because it, you know, then that way you know what you'll use it for and in what application and so on. So far I've put the potion on there. Now what I'm going to do is go in with the French, the brunch sangria. I always want to call it French sangria, but that's not even that doesn't even exist. Oh, I'm grabbing it right off the pad, so that's probably naughty. Okay, so I'm just gonna mix in a little bit of this purplish with that potion just to give it a two-toned look, and they blend really beautifully together. So, but keep in mind when you're blending the colors together to kind of stay within the color family, because if you know, use warm tones with the cool tones, it's, you know, you're gonna probably get more of a muddied effect or a totally different color than what you were going for. So just keep that in mind. And I am just filling in. So I'm going over with another layer. Now this is making its own interesting color, which I really love. And I'm still getting those gray undertones to show. And I really like this formula because it is mixing so well, so beautifully with the water. And sometimes with dye inks, you're not really sure what you're going to get once you start adding water to it because it is activated by water. But I can say with confidence that these work really well. So I'm going to just fill in the middles here. There we go. So, and then too, if you feel like you've added too much of the brunch sangria, you can always go back in with more of that potion, you know, and darken it up a little bit too. So it's all about just kind of playing. And like I said, with embossing these images, this kind of, the embossing will resist the color and those lines won't disappear and they won't show, you know, they'll show through. And I think that's kind of important. Now, as I'm going back and ordering or adding the potion color, it is pushing, it's kind of pushing that purple away a little bit. So I think that's really cool. Definitely getting a unique effect, which I think is cool. So the water just keeps working for you, which is awesome. Okay, so I'm going to show this really quickly. Can you guys see that? Sorry, I'm trying to, there we go. So that's really kind of pretty. Kind of happy with that. Hold on just a second. I'm going to just, something here. Okay. Now I'm going to go in with the wasabi. Wasabi is a really, really pretty bright green color. I love it. I'm just getting some of that purple off of my brush. Okay. And just going in very quickly. Again, I don't have to be careful because I've got the embossed lines here that they are working for me. And that's just adding a really nice pop of color. And then there's one more right here. I just have to try to remember to get all the little leaves. And then I can go in with the, like a teal blue. And I can kind of go over that green a little bit, and it'll just calm it down. I mean, this is a very light blue, so maybe I could even, maybe it'll show up a little bit better if I go in with the teal. Hold on, I'm going to get my brush a little wetter because I don't want it to be too teal. I just want to tone down that green ever so lightly. So that's working pretty good for me. So as soon as you close the lid on, like if you run out of ink on the lid, you can just close it and then reopen it and it'll just re-ink the lid for you. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, I'm gonna go in with that really pretty blue around these little circle flowers here. And this is really kind of coming together quickly. There we go. Yeah. There. Yes, and oh, and the base for the card is watercolor. Just, I don't know if I mentioned that before. It is the Prima watercolor paper. All right. And now I'm going to kind of fill in around the flowers, and I am going to go in with that sea glass. Now I know it's going to be a little harder to see, but I think you guys will still kind of get the gist of what I'm doing. I'm just adding a little bit of color around it, kind of filling in all that white space. And it's okay if I fill in there and I touch some of the color that's already been added. I'm not too concerned. Okay, so I'm going to close it again, get more ink on that lid. Like I said, it's not a real easy color to see. So yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you're a card maker or you like to color in your coloring books, on your scrapbook layout, stamp, in your art journals, but I think that this just is a nice set of inks to have in your stash. I think they're, the color is very, very bold. It seems very friendly. Sorry, I'm just getting more ink on the lid. It's very friendly to work with, especially if you want to do something free-handed like this. Just kind of dabble in your own colors. Okay. And on the Prima blog, we have a whole blog post today dedicated to the color philosophy ink. So if you go over to prima.typepad.com, you'll be able to see other card ideas and cool stuff that people have done, even a layout I saw by Tiffany, a couple cards by Marta, I believe. So, okay, so let me sort of hold that up for you guys. Can you see that okay? Can you catch that blue? It's very subtle. Okay, so now I'm just going to quickly dry it. Forgive my heat gun, please. It's a little loud. And I'm only doing this so that I can start adding my Prima flowers and stuff to it. Okay. Yesterday we did, well, we've done Facebook Live almost every day this week, I think. And yesterday Sharon did a great presentation showing the Wild and Free collection. I don't know if you guys were able to see it, but if not, I have it on, I uploaded it on YouTube, so you can watch it there if that's where you prefer to watch videos. But here are the Satin crystals that go with the Wild and Free collection that she shared yesterday. So you can see some of these are, they have glitter in the background and they're faceted. And then they range, you know, some of them are more solid and some have like an ombre effect to them. And I don't know, I think Prima's always made the best satin crystals or the best crystals out there. And they are self-adhesive, so you can just peel them off and plunk them down. Sometimes in my projects, I've been known to add a little extra glue, just because I travel with my projects, and they do get kind of abused a little bit when they're, you know, thrown into bags and suitcases and stuff. So I'll add a little bit of extra glue, but it's really not necessary if you're just making a card to give away. So that was just like really fun. Okay. And next, let's see, I'm just gonna set these down here. Sorry, I'm just cleaning stuff out of my way because it's already starting to get a little cluttered. I have a couple different flowers that I want to use on here. These are a little bit different than the original card. So I have these really pretty, they're marbled. I love that look. Like, I even bought wrapping paper this year that matches it. So cool. So there we go. I don't know if you can see these. Really pretty roses, marbled. And the number on these is 586812. And I decided just to pull out one of these today. I have one that's kind of got that purple tone to it and a little bit of teal throughout. And I thought that would be really kind of cute in the middle of the card. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And just use my glue here and put that down. There we go. And next I'm going to move these out of the way. You know, I always get glue all over everything I use on my table. And next I have these little beauties left over from French Riviera collection. This is one of Frank's collections, and they came with these really cute itty bitty little flowers. So I'm going to use a couple of these just to scatter onto the card. And just add a little bit of an extra bit of interest here. Kind of going with that purple blue theme, which I think is kind of fun. And then there's little tan ones in here too, which I think they actually kind of look cool. What other ones did I grab? I also grabbed some of the Wildflower mini flowers, 594, 589. And there's actually this really pretty, like, kind of like same color as the ink, the sea glass ink that I use. So I'm going to use those. I like to keep all my itty bitties together because then you can see what you have in the size. You know, I don't know how you guys store your Prima flowers, but I think it's just kind of fun to look at all the color options you have, you know, at one time. And these are great for, you know, planners and for Julie Nutting dolls. Like if you're into making your own dolls, you can certainly use these in their hair. I don't know, just all kinds of fun things that you can do with little flowers. So there we go. So I kind of added some there like that. Oh, sorry. See that? So that's kind of cool. And then put these away. I did add a little bit of punched greenery, which you guys know I use all the time. Sorry. I just took the wasabi and colored a strip of the watercolor paper, the same thing that I'm using for the background of the card. And just gonna punch these out. I think I had made like a separate card. Like I use this as my card base. Sometimes I'll cut out just the piece to go in the middle. So I have like these leftover strips sometimes, and I think they're just cool to have and save so you can color it and punch it out and nothing goes to waste. I hate wasting things. All right, put a couple of those in there. I definitely need to get another leaf punch though. Like I have to get some variety going. I gotta kind of, you get used to using something all the time, and you gotta kind of switch it out every once in a while. So I'm gonna do that. So there we go. Really kind of cute, huh? So that's like it's like a watercolor card, but you can add your own little special touch to it. And I also have somewhere here, I have so much stuff, a little stamp, and it says, "Hello, I love you." This is also from the Wild and Free stamp set. And it's just so teeny tiny, but I think I could just kind of stamp it down here in the corner or up here. And I'm going to do that in the potion. And when you do this, you don't have to jam, like you don't want to jam the whole stamp into the ink pad because it'll distort your words. So yeah, it's not a perfect stamped image, but it's kind of cute. Yeah, and if I can do this, you guys, anybody can do this, please. You know, I always admired all my friends who were like superstar stampers in, you know, I was always an amateur for years in watercoloring too. But I just went for it, and I didn't have to be perfect, I found out, and I still had a lot of fun doing it. So what the heck, right? Yes, I'm stamping with the inks. I'll stamp with the ink again on another card base. But this one I just kind of wanted to show you the watercolor with an embossed image on it and kind of move on from there. Okay? Oh my gosh. My dog is down here sleeping and she's snoring. Okay. So, let me pull out another card base I have. And the other day I told you guys about stamping, and if you had like a mouse pad or something, you know, that you had handy, you know, I know a lot of us have the digital mouse, you know, these now, we don't need a pad, but if you have one kicking around, you know, use it for stamping because it's actually pretty awesome. All right, so I'm going to stamp with this one here, and I'm going to get out French Sangria. So with larger stamps, you know, you have to make sure that you have really good coverage. You also have to make sure that you have something decent to stamp it with. And then you also have to make sure that you have a little bit of cushion to help you stamp it with as well. Okay. So let's see. And I'm going to stamp on, oh, that was in the way. Stamp on watercolor paper. So I'm just going to kind of hold it in place. I'm using my Prima acrylic block with handle. So I'm just going to hold it in place for as long as I can. Okay. Well, there it is. It came out pretty nice. Nice even coverage. Huh? What do you guys think? Oh, my boss is here. I just saw her. All right, it's good to have you here, Siri. Okay, so I think with something like this, I showed last week on Live with Prima, it was just really fun to just grab a water brush, add a little bit of water around that ink, and just kind of watercolor that way as well. Like, that's really kind of pretty. It's easy. It allows you to be kind of relaxed and creative. So you don't want to add too much water because what will happen is you will start to distort, you know, the stamped image. But really, again, just the tip of my brush is wet and I'm not squeezing out a lot of water. Okay. And I'm just kind of going around, smoothing that out. Look how quick this is going. Very, very pretty. And it helps if you love the image too, which I do. I feel like these new stamps were made just for me because I think they're so beautiful. Oh, there's another line here I missed. Let's see, do I need to get any more? A little bit here, a little bit there. There, pretty happy with it. Now you can see what I've done is I've just reacted the ink. Okay, so I brought out a little bit of life to it. I hope you guys can see that. There's just a little bit of a subtle difference. Let's see if I can hold one next to it, if you can kind of see by the way that it is. Yes. So there's just a little bit of shading. It's very, very subtle. This would look darling with some other flowers added to it. You can even go around and do the background, which I can. I don't mind doing that. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold my card here. I think it's just very pretty. So let's take, what do I want to do? I think I want to take some of the wasabi and just go in and color around like inside the flower. So this will be kind of like a really pretty purple and green card here. I am going to squeeze a little water out for this because I don't want it to be too harsh. I want it to be very nice and light. So kind of a controlled environment here, so to speak. And this may take on a little bit of the purple too. Like I didn't dry it in between. I think that's fine. You may even get a very interesting color that helps blend the two together. Okay. I'm sure you don't want to sit here all day and watch me color, but I know that you're going to want to do this yourselves. I don't know. It's kind of relaxing to watch someone color too. That's why Bob Ross was so, that's why he was so popular, right? Now, if you feel like you've gotten like kind of a dark area, like it's a little darker than you like it, it's okay. Just add a little bit more water and that'll help the color relax a little bit and just lighten up. And then you can also dab any excess water off with a paper towel or something handy. But really, I don't think you're going to ruin a card or anything like that, no matter what you try. I think that it'll come out great. These inks are just so wonderful and easy to use. So if I'm having fun with it, I know that you guys would too. Sometimes it's like, I would just love to sit and make cards all day. That would be so awesome. Okay. Now what's cool too is I wanted to mention Christine Adolph also has a coloring book that I used on Facebook Live, and I know I shared it with everybody. It has the same style of flowers like you're seeing in the stamps right now, and there's foil on it already. So if you missed that show, you can click on videos right here on our Facebook page, and you can see that show in case you missed it, because the coloring book is awesome too. So I just really love the designs that she came out with this time around. So, I mean, actually I love all of them. That sounds so bad. I love all of them. Okay, so there you go. So it's just really simple and pretty. I don't even think the camera's really doing it justice, and the colors and the shading and everything that the water lends. But that's just an easy watercolor card. And at the beginning of the show, I had shared this one I did last week, and this was one of the Prima Princess cards with the Color Philosophy inks. And here you can see I mixed some teals and some blues together. And after I had stamped her, I just went along with my water brush and just kind of reactivated the image. So it brought out her eyes and all the details. And then I added other colors with the Color Philosophy inks. And then topped it off with flowers. So you can get that watercolor look just by adding a little bit of water to the images of our inks, and it's perfect. Okay, so far so good. Excellent. Okay. So another thing that I did, I hope you guys can see it. I did like a clear embossing. So this is really kind of cool too. So if you want to just have a resist effect where the stamped image is just white, and you want the whole card to be one color, or perhaps even an ombre effect, which I can show you. So I'm just going to prime the card a little bit here and just wet it down. Okay, so there we go. So I primed the card with a little bit of water. And I'm gonna go in with some of that color right out of the gate. I know, I keep going in. Actually, I'm gonna go, because this is so light, I'm gonna go right to the card with the ink pad. Ooh, look how cool that looks. Okay, so I've got that pretty blue in there right now. And then I can go right to the card with a little bit of wasabi. Now, I'm not too concerned about the harsh lines because what did I say before? You can smooth that out and you can run the two colors together. Okay. And then I can even go in with the darkest blue here and run that into the green and kind of make like a multi-shaded card. And I'll just go in with a paper towel in just a sec. Let's see, that goes, uh-oh. Make sure you put the right ones back on. Okay. I'm just gonna dab off some of that color. Okay, and I will admit to you guys, my Versa ink pad was kind of dirty. So I did get kind of a gray in that clear, but I just kind of made just kind of a very, very soft card, and I can keep going in with more color, and I can darken that up again, of course. Let's see, where's my brush? Yeah. So yeah, that wasn't a good idea because it was wet, but I don't care. This actually brings out some of the cool pattern of the watercolor paper. There we go. Now it's going to show through even better. Let's see, you know what, I'm just going to go in with, I'm going to go over that green, the top with this potion. Because I don't think you guys could really see it. So I'm just going to go in and redo it. There we go. Now that flower is starting to come through on camera. All right. Yeah. There we go. Okay, so hopefully now you can see it a lot better. Yeah. Isn't that cool? So now I can let this dry, and when it dries, it will dry lighter, and it would be really cool just to put like a really fun sentiment maybe here in the center with gold foil or rose gold foil or something like that. Okay. Not bad, huh? So yeah, I used the Versamark ink pad with clear embossing powder. So I just stamped the image with the Versa ink, put the clear embossing powder over it, heat it, set it, and now it's ready for me to color with my Color Philosophy inks. Yeah. So I went a little crazy there. I should have just done the whole card in potion. Maybe I should. There we go. Now I can really see it. I know, normally I wouldn't recommend this, like, but I think it's just going to show up much better on camera this way. Okay. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, so that's also cool too. Like our watercolor paper has this very subtle kind of pulpy paper pattern to it. So like rubbing the ink pad direct to it actually brings some of that out. It adds interest in texture. So I think that's kind of cool. Okay, excellent. All right, so I can move on to another card. All right, why not? Wait, what time is it? Oh, it's getting late. Okay, so here I've already watercolored the background of the card with wasabi. Okay, and then let's see, where is my stamp? Okay, where did I put my big brick? Oh, it fell off the table. Okay, so here's another one, this design here. And I can go in with the potion. Definitely want to make sure when you ink your stamps too, just tap, 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 okay? Don't go don't swipe, because you're actually removing some of the ink as you do that. So if you tap it, it's going to be much better. Okay. Add it to the middle of the card. Again, I'm just going to press down really well. There we go. You can see that. So you can see the texture in the paper right there, right? Yep. So if you stamp on a smooth cardstock, it's definitely going to be smooth. Okay. So just a couple different ideas using our Color Philosophy inks. Like I said, if you missed any that we've done in previous shows, please feel free to go back and look at our archives. And our YouTube channel is Prima Marketing Inc. So you can go onto YouTube and see all kinds of cool videos we have posted of the new releases, projects start to finish, you know, whatever you like. All right. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope that you enjoyed this segment. And like I said, please feel free to check out the blog to see the post today in the Color Philosophy inks to see other project ideas. Very, very cool. Prima.typepad.com. And then also follow us on Instagram. We're Prima Marketing Inc. on Instagram, Prima_Mixed Media. And then we also have My Prima Planner. And there are some giveaways on there right now, so you may want to run over there and join in on the fun, because I think we're going to be ending those very, very soon. Thanks so much, everybody. Oh, thank you. You guys have a great weekend, okay? Take care.